Please welcome the incredible Keira Knightley and Carrie Coon.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, I am such a massive fan of you guys. And Carrie, you've worked with Pedro Pascal, and we talked about him in the news. You guys did a podcast together.
Yes.
When you were with him, were you like, obviously everyone's gonna freak out over him?
Well, yeah, but he really is humble. It's not an act.
Really?
He's really that humble and surprised by what's happening to him right now.
He's so cute.
I know, he's really cute.
He really is.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are married. In fact, Keira, you had a 10th wedding anniversary.
I have it in May, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, we made it. We
made it a decade.
We have 2 children and we've made it a decade.
Oh,
it's a miracle.
That is a miracle.
Thank you, thank you.
And
I feel like that too.
is it true that we might have something in common, which is something about roller coasters?
I love roller coasters.
Me too! Oh my God, me too! I love them!
Yes! I love roller coasters.
But you had a first date with a roller coaster?
I met my husband in a very drunken way.
Oh, I like it.
So we were very drunk for our first few dates, so we don't really remember them. But our first proper date was, I said to him, I love roller coasters. So he very sweetly decided to take me to a theme park just outside London where they have amazing roller coasters. But he didn't tell me that he's completely terrified.
Oh.
Like, completely. So he was sort of white and shaking and sweating. And we actually have a picture from our first date on the massive roller coaster. And I'm just like, the happiness is like, this is the most amazing thing. And he literally looks like he's going to die. Like, the kind of, and he's looked like that ever since. It's been great.
Well, okay, now, when it comes to weddings, I have to say, your wedding story swept me off my feet.
Oh, thank you. Life and death.
Because it was so unique.
Yes.
Please tell us, because I love it so much.
So in Illinois, where we lived in Chicago, when you register to get married, you have 60 days to get married before you have to re-register and repay, because, you know, it's a grift. And so I was shooting Gone Girl, and it was Friday night, and I said, I'm coming home tomorrow. It's the last day of our registration. We have to get married. And so he says, yes, yes, yes. So I come home Friday. It's 1 a.m. He is sweating profusely, in terrible pain. We go to the emergency room. Saturday, emergency gallbladder surgery. He's recovering. Sunday, registration over. But I came to the hospital, I brought a sundress, and I brought our rings, and I was like, is there a chaplain anywhere? And so this woman pops her head, and I was talking to my mom, and the sundress was on a chair, and I was wearing Tracy's red T-shirt. And she said, hello, I'm Pam, I'm a Lutheran. And I said, I gotta go, I'm getting married. And she said, I've never done a wedding before. And so she improvised a wedding ceremony. My husband, sober, 29 years, had dilaudid, was high as a kite, doesn't remember any of it. And my father said, you had to drug him to get him to marry you. You know, it was like that.
Okay, speaking of amazing stories, King Charles.
So I got an OBE, which means Officer of the British Empire. So I'm an officer officially.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway, I got a badge from King Charles. Yes, look, that's me going, I've got a badge. Yeah, so I'm wearing this whole outfit, and it's a cool outfit, you know, it's like, but I didn't realise that inside the palace, never been to the palace before, the walls are exactly that colour. So I just blended in perfectly to the backdrop. But the other thing that they don't tell you, because I was wearing sky-high heels, you can't see them there, but what they do is you have to all line up in a hallway before you go in to be badged. And they say, OK, you've got 30 seconds, and he will hold your hand, and you have a chat, and then he will push you off, and then you have to walk backwards, and then you have to do a curtsy. But the problem was, he was trying to have a chat to me, and all I was thinking about was how I was going to walk backwards. So I was backing away. So I think I'm the only person he was actually going, no, stay with me.
All right, with that, we have to go to a quick break, and then we'll be right back with Keira Knightley and Carrie Coon. We'll be right back.